Bibi and Peter, the Bibi and Peter Show. And today we're going to touch on a more serious subject. And I'm here with Bibi. Bibi, please
Hi,
make yourself heard.
everyone. I'm trying to stay awake because Peter is. Okay, I have to be honest. He's got a very serious topic. He promises that he's going to make it exciting. So I'm waiting. Let's see. Let's see how it goes.
Hmm. So I'll do my best, Bibi. I'll do my best. So today, guys, we're going to talk about a very important issue. And I know that many of you guys that's listening here, you dread that, that next step, which is verbalizing, which is connecting, which is socializing, which is, speaking or conversing with someone in English. There are many silent listeners of the English language, people that only listen English, but they are not, able to speak the language. And this podcast is specifically for you. And I want to have a chat with you as guys. The reason why we are here, the reason why we're learning a language, Bibi, is why? Why are we learning a language? Tell the listeners.
Because we want to converse in that language. That would be the main reason.
We want to connect. We want to connect to people, right? We want to build relationships in that language.
Oh, so that's where connection before perfection comes in. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean,
so you don't have to be perfect in a language. Like, to be honest, I'm terrible at speaking Spanish, right? But I have such a desire to learn, right? And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, right? But I'm not ashamed to speak Spanish to Spanish speakers, even though my vocabulary is muy poquito. See, it's like very little, right? But I try, and I find that when I do that, I'm actually learning more because they're like, because I would normally say poco, and they're like poquito pequeño, like, okay, I'm trying to find the right little, right? But it's so important to just verbalize it, and
the connection motivates because when you try, you feel like you want to try again because there's an adrenaline rush. There's an adrenaline rush to try.
Yeah. And I think people are so welcoming when you try to speak their language, that they try to help you become better at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that people fear scrutiny. People really feel scrutiny. They feel like they are in this identity freefall. It's almost like, it's almost like you jumping,
headfirst.
Yeah, like skydiving. It's almost like a skydive experience. So you're on Earth, going through the instructions, rehearsing, which is kind of like grammar and listening and all that. But then you get into the airplane and you go up and your heart starts to sink in and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And then when the door slides open and you look down, and it's like thousands of feet below and you're like, I can't do this.
Exactly. Because I don't know if you get this a lot, but a lot of my students would say, I've learned English and I know how to read and write it, but when I have to speak it, I go blank. Yeah, it's like I can't do it. And that's the problem, is that just take the dive. Just no matter what happens, just do it.
You have a parachute. I mean, we have a parachute, and that parachute is the people around us, because the people around us will support us, Bibi. We have this idea thinking that people will call us out. I've seen with many, what happens with many students, especially students that are perfectionistic or students that has a very dominant personality, or even occupy professions that is based upon perfection. They have a difficult time to voice their English out of the fear of scrutiny, because they're like, I'm not going to speak perfectly, and I need to be perfect in all aspects of my life. So it's really this complex or sophistication that kind of creates that invisible barrier, and they're not able to step forward because they...
Okay, but Peter, how do you get over this? Like, we know this is a problem. We know students have this problem where it's like, I can read and write it, but I don't know how to speak it, and I'm too scared to speak it. How do you get over it? What is the recipe? What is the solution?
Well, there's two kind of people, Bibi. There's people that can take the straight dive, and they can go into the deep side and just dive in, and learn to swim.
You're not
Yes.
afraid of
They're not
embarrassment?
afraid.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's not about being afraid of embarrassment, but when you push them into the pool, they will learn to swim. And there's
Yeah.
another kind of people that you can't push because they will drown. This is the drowning. I would say they would just not be able to handle that.
Stop and start. You like, I don't
It
want
needs
to
to be gradual.
You try. Yeah.
You
You're
need
trying
to give them. You need to give them a. It's an environment, guys. You need to be in an environment where you feel confident. It's really, I would say, the secret sauce in getting over yourself is the environment. You need to find the environment where you can feel confident. And that environment might not be your workplace. That environment might not even be the classroom, because many people feel nervous inside of the classroom. That environment might not be your family or even your spouse or partner. But you need to find that environment where you can have confidence and connect with people that are friendly, people that are open. And that is what is going to solve this issue, Bibi. It's people. It's not a miracle methodology. It's people.
It's like continuous practice, but you've got in order to practice, you have to speak it.
And it's taking one relationship at a time. Each jump is a relationship.
You know what they say in Spanish? I'm going to try very hard to say it properly. Paso a paso. Paso a paso or paso a paso. See, I don't even know properly how to say it. But I know it's like step by step. Yeah. It's like just put one foot in front of the other.
Un paso atrás do outro, as they say in Portuguese.
Oh my God. Wow.
Pena
That
frente
is
do outro.
brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of equivalence in Portuguese and Spanish. But it's really taking the small steps and into the right direction, Bibi, into the right direction, not shying away, and knowing that courage comes out of facing your fear.
Don't look down, right? Don't look down.
That's it.
Don't look. It's not. It's also don't look ahead. Just look at how far you've come, and just keep on going. Just put one foot in front of the other, and just don't stop. And what will help is listening to our podcast if you are higher level.
Exactly. We are your skydiving instructor. Yeah. And jump with us into your first conversation.
We will jump with you out of the plane because I'm very boring like that. I'm much safer. I'm a land animal, so I'd be the one, motivating from the sidelines, but not really jumping off the plane.
Right, guys. Well, give us feedback about this talk and tell us about your own fears and your own achievements and successes with trying to converse. And we will have more episodes discussing this issue around conversation and giving you tips and guiding you towards more successful social connections in English.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep away. Thank you, Peter. That was great.
Made it great. It took you to the end and you're still here. Awesome. Right, Bibi. Wrap up. All the best. Bye, guys. See you next time.